Jacob, all the other kids have come in from recess. Come on, it's time to come in. I told you 2 times already. Let's go. Jacob.
No!
Get in the schoolhouse now.
No!
Then you're going to detention.
Fine.
Get in the schoolhouse now.
I don't want to.
Well, you're going in there. Come on. Yeah, about time for a parent-teacher conference with this young lad. Yes, Miss Santini, this is Mr. Rarick, Jacob's gym teacher. Jacob's been doing some very violent and aggressive behavior. And I just think it's something that should be brought to your attention. It's nothing too serious right now. He didn't hurt anyone, but if you could give me a call back, I'd like to discuss a time at your convenience where we could set up a parent-teacher conference. And Jacob will need to be present, you know, because I think it's good for him to hear this. Give me a call back at your earliest convenience. You have a good day, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Come on, Jacob. I can't believe I have to take time out of my work day because you're being bad in school. Can't you just be a good boy?
I don't care, Mom. I didn't do anything.
Clearly you did.
No.
Hello, Miss Santini.
Hi.
It's nice to
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too. Why don't you have a seat?
Well, thank you.
Miss Santini, the reason I brought you in here is because I think Mr. Rarick gave you a call. He was the gym teacher for Jacob.
Yep.
And the reason we called you in here was because he's been expressing some, not extremely violent, but more semi-violent aggressive behavior.
Okay.
We wanted to bring that to your attention. Obviously, we wouldn't want this to affect, his behavior to have an effect on the other children in the class.
Okay.
So, do you mind if I ask you some questions? And if pulling some strings here, diving too deep, just let me know.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, go ahead.
Are you familiar with the 3 child temperaments?
No.
Okay, basically what you have is you have your easy child. The easy child is cheerful, they adapt well to settings, and they generally get along well with others.
Okay.
Then we have the hard to adjust child. They're a little more reserved. They have difficulty, as the name suggests, adjusting to, you know, their surroundings and their immediate environment.
Okay.
And I don't want to sound too rash, but I believe Jacob is what we call the 3rd child, being a difficult child.
Why do you think that?
Well, the difficult child, as you can imagine, is characterized by rash, aggressive behavior.
And you think Jacob's like this?
Ma'am, I have to be honest, I do.
Okay.
Okay? This isn't the first time. The first time we kind of let it go.
Okay.
But this time, you know, he did throw an object at the teacher, so we had to call you in.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Understandable.
I'm going to ask you some questions here. I did go to school for this. I took developmental assessment. Had a really good teacher, Miss Farnham.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we did a really good job. So, just one of the questions would be, do you set, tell me about Jacob's home life. Do you set boundaries?
I mean, I work a full-time job, so I'm a very busy person, so he kind of just does what he needs to do and whatever. I don't really have much rules.
Okay. Do you sit down as a family and have like a nice meal together?
Well, I mean, I work late, so when I get back, it's already time for, you know, dinner's over. So I just bring dinner to his room and he eats alone, I guess.
Okay. And does Jacob watch a lot of TV or play video games?
Yeah, he plays a lot of video games.
Do you know which video game he plays?
Yes, I just bought him Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yes. He plays it all the time.
Okay. Now, do you have any objection if I make some suggestions about, you know, how we can, you know, fix the small problem that Jacob has?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, first off, I think, and it's no offense to you, I think you are what we call a permissive parent.
Okay.
So a permissive parent is characterized, you know, by what you described in Jacob's home life. He doesn't have any boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
He stays up as late as he wants. He plays as many video games as he wants. So that's gonna give a child a tendency to take advantage of things. So,
Okay.
so that's the first thing. The second thing was, I think there's been a lot of research done about how video games and TV are directly related to violent behavior, and I know from my son, I bought him Call of Duty.
Okay.
Watched him play. It's a pretty violent game, lots
Yeah.
of killing. It's pretty graphic, so that might be something you wanna not necessarily take away, but maybe you could,
Do it in moderation.
do it in moderation, or suggest, hey, Jacob, have you ever played FIFA? It's the best game ever, which
Okay.
that actually is a fact.
Less violent.
Less violence, just
Yeah.
good, good fun.
Mm-hmm.
So let me address that. So the best thing that you can do from a parent standpoint
Mhm.
is be what we refer to as an authoritative parent.
Okay.
Now there's an authoritarian parent, and that is just going to be someone who's too overbearing, very strict. You don't want to be too strict or
Right.
overbearing, because that can lead to problems with Jacob's morale and him thinking he's not good enough.
Okay.
And then we have the parent who's just not there, the uninvolved parent. Needless to say, that would be horrible. You always want to be involved in your child's life.
Right.
So I would suggest for you is to be an authoritative parent.
Authoritative.
Which
So what's
you-
that?
Well, what that is, Miss Santini, is it's the best of both worlds. You set boundaries. I could suggest maybe saying, okay, Jacob, an hour of TV tonight, and you need to be in bed by, let's say, 9 o'clock, making
Okay.
sure he's getting his 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that you're very busy,
Yes.
but ma'am, it's important, your children are very important, so I'd like to see maybe have at least a couple nights a week where you guys sit down as a family to a meal
Okay.
and ask Jacob, talk to him, be like, hey, how was your day?
Okay.
What went well, what's not
Mhm.
going well.
I'll definitely
Just
try
perform like a
that.
nice, give him a warm atmosphere, make him feel loved, but at the same time let him know that he can't get away with everything.
Mm-hmm.
So Miss Santini, all these taken into consideration with the parenting style, talking about the home life and changing some patterns,
Mm-hmm.
establishing curfews. Children like rhythm and patterns. It helps them, gives them structure.
Okay.
And we discussed that he was a difficult child, but I have no doubt that
I
you're
put
going to
these
change
rules
this,
in,
and he's
yeah.
going to be a great kid. He's not a bad kid.
Mm-hmm.
He just, is going through a little bit of this difficult period, so to
Okay.
speak.
Bumpy
And
road.
I would see what you can do about Call of Duty. See if maybe you can suggest some other games, get him involved in some extracurricular activities to
Yeah.
keep away from the violence.
Okay.
So, do you have any questions?
I do not. I think
Okay.
we're pretty good.
Okay, well,
Yes.
you have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you for your help and your concern.
Absolutely.
It was nice to meet you.
You too.
Okay.